Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. Wow, if you like what you're looking at right now, believe me, I'm even happier to show it to you guys. What we have for you right now, it's what really stand Fiat all over the world once the model came out. And what we have is a 143 scale Fiat Nuova 500, 1957. And what I mean by Nuova, it's new. And this is because this is the very first year of the Fiat 500. And I love this specific um, model that I'm showing you right now is because it's the soft panoramic sunroof, that these were really sunroofs that open from front to back. And actually, this is a feature that Fiat still has it until today's date. Well, it had it until the last model. I'm not sure about the very new one that came out, which is the electric. But this right here, let me explain to you about body styles. The Fiat came out with the 500. They had the two-door saloon, the two-door semi-convertible, which is the one that we're looking at right now, a three-door state, which they call them the Giardiniera, which I posted a video of that one. And they also had a three-door panel van. This car is so little, but it's so iconic. Fiat, when they came out with this car, they sold in masses. Lots of, lots of. Let me talk about lots of vehicles. Let me talk about engines. Engine wise, engines, they were, like the name says it, 500. You got a 479 two cylinder, 499 two cylinder, and then they jumped it to a 594 two cylinder. Transmission wise, keep it simple. No automatics up in here. If you like standard, if you like manual, you would not looking at the right car. These were a four-cylinder manual transmission. They're very small cars, urban cars, cars for the everyday use, cars that people couldn't afford a bigger car, but these were more affordable because they were smaller, everything was cheaper. And by the way, Fiat before then also had another Fiat called the Fiat Topolino. The Topolino was very famous too, but the Fiat 500, I think, is the one that threw Fiat all over the world as a worldwide brand more than the Topolino. Topolino is famous too, but I think the Topolino was more famous for their European market, especially the Italian market. Now, this car, let's see a little bit, is rear mounted, guys. So if you're not familiar with this car, the engine is in the rear, like a lot of Fiats from back in the days. The Fiat 500, the 600, the 850, they all had rear engines. All right, guys. I'm gonna let it go around a few times, and I'll be right back. Alright, guys. As I was reading this car, despite being a very small size, it was proven to be enormously practical. And like I said, it had large sales in Europe. And so they made a sports version of it by Abarth, as well as Giannini, which, if you're familiar with Giannini, is an Italian company, tuning company. Now, also an Austrian variant by Sterol Daimler Punch, the 1957 to 1973 Sterol Punch 500. So what I'm trying to say with this 500, Fiat 500, they sure trying to make this car attractive to the people that couldn't afford an expensive car. But then if you want to want a more speed, more faster car, they had also these Abarth and Giannini version, and then Sterol Daimler Punch. So you had other options. It was just not enclosed to being a slow economy car. And one thing with the 500, this vehicle lasted for quite a while. It lasted all the way down to 1975. They refreshed it a bit here and there. The rear end, the taillights were a little bit bigger, and they made a little bit, more refreshed, little here, little there. But at the end of the day, it's the same car. It was the same car until 1975. Then when the 126 took over, the one Fiat 126 never had the acceptance like the 500 did. The 126 was actually very popular like in Eastern Europe because it was built in Poland, but it was never as popular in the rest of Europe like the 500 was. All right, everyone. Don't forget to give me that beautiful thumbs up that I always appreciate. Don't forget to click and subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to click the bell next to the subscribe button. That will remind you when I'm posting more videos. Alright, everyone, take care of yourselves more than ever. And goodbye.